The race for the seat of the Senate President of the 10th National Assembly is getting hotter as various interest groups within the ruling All Progressives Congress are already positioning their favorites. So far, 7 political parties have won seats in the 10th Senate that will be inaugurated in June. Out of the 90 seats declared by the Independent National Electoral Commission, the ruling All Progressives Congress won 50, while the People's Democratic Party had 28. The party, with a simple majority, produces its presiding officers. As it stands, the APC is set to retain the seats of the Senate President and Deputy Senate President, which has now triggered another round of alignment and realignment of political forces within the ruling party ahead of the inauguration of the Red Chamber. Interestingly, the choice of the next Senate President may largely depend on the zoning of the office by the leadership of the ruling All Progressives Congress. Although the national leadership of the APC has not made any pronouncement on which of the geopolitical zones will produce the next president of the Senate, the clamor and agitations by various interest groups for their most preferred choice is getting louder. At this press conference, this group believes it is the region with the highest percentage of votes contributed to the emergence of the president-elect, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, that should have the slot of the Senate President, and for them, Senator Abdulaziz Yari is most deserving.
Heavy rain accompanied by storm wreaked havoc in some communities in Akure, Ondo State capital last Monday. The disaster left many of the victims homeless and affected electric poles, roofs, schools, churches, among others. Now respite has come their way as they can now heave a sigh of relief. This came in form of a temporary relief to assuage the suffering occasioned by the rainstorm. The state government presented relief materials like roofing sheets, cement, nails, and others to the victims. The state acting governor, Lucky Ayedatiwa, said the materials were distributed to them to reduce the effects of the disaster. He advised residents to always plant trees around their houses to serve as windbreakers.
Our administration will do all in our capacity to give support to people affected by all kinds of disaster across the state, whose lives and livelihood may have been altered. It is expected that our people at the grassroots level should join us in advocating for a disaster-free environment by cultivating the culture of planting trees that will serve as windbreakers in our communities and to continue to discourage the indiscriminate felling of trees and the blocking of water channels and drainage.
Distress call across many communities around the Inyala, Araromi, Ayedun High School area, up to Leo. So this large expanse of lands from Araromi down to Leo, over 300 houses, we got distress call.
Some of the beneficiaries appreciated government quick intervention on the plight of the people.
The Nigerian Customs Zone C says it has recorded successes within 3 months in the region. They revealed that between January and March, Nigerian Customs in the zone seized goods worth 2 billion naira.
We only find it in the seaports.
The acting comptroller, Federal Operations, says there was an increase in the nefarious activities of the economic saboteurs within the short period, especially with the interception of sacks of pangolin scales and cannabis sativa, popularly known as Indian hemp.
We got a seizure through
Mr. Kayode Kolede knows that the increasing activities lately is reinvigorating the effort in the anti-smuggling drives within the southeast and south-south zone of the Nigerian Customs Service. Among other seizures made by the customs include 484 bags of foreign parboiled rice, 31 cartons of unregistered pharmaceuticals of various types, including tramadol, CMC cough syrup, and codeine. Other items seized are 931 jumbo bales of used clothing, concealed in heavy-duty trucks and buses, 540 pieces of used tires, 3 exotic armored vehicles without custom duty and end-user certificates.
Only God knows what will happen if this item, especially the hard drugs, get to their destination unchecked, considering the security implication. The interception of these items and other previous related seizure further justify why you see our field operative on surveillance patrol along our highway.
The controller, while sending a clear warning to the enemies of the country, said his operational jurisdiction will not be deterred from going after them to ensure the illegal activities are brought to the barest.